Hello everyone, I know it's been a while, about 4 months since my last video, but I want to thank to all of you 43 subscribers. I love you all, and I've got a new video for you guys, which I think is amazing. And for everyone out there, I also created a custom GPT that you will get at the end of this video, and I will show you how to work with it. So what's this video is about, right? This whole video is about the function node and how to use it when you don't actually understand programming. Because when I was starting out, that was the biggest problem. I don't know how to code, so how can I use this thing? Of course, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, but a lot of the times, if you still don't understand it, you will make mistakes. And in this video, I want to show you all of the mistakes and how to get over them. So let's get straight to it. First, what I want to show you is the difference between the function node and the other nodes like the merge node or if node, and when to use which. So let's start with the merge node. You should use the merge node when you are recombining benches that split earlier or just completely different outputs like I have right here. So I prepared this node, which is just some mock data that we'll go over later, and then we have this webhook, which is just the basic two items, first item and the code. Now if I take this and I combine both these inputs, it will come back like this. So both of them combined. Super simple stuff, but when you not want to use this is when you have some weird combination. You have custom magic logic, matching logic, not magic logic. You want to merge based on some calculation value. So if all of the words in here are more than 20, then we want to merge like this. If not, then we want to merge like this. Obviously, this node doesn't have that implemented because it would take a lot of time for the developers to do. But what you can do is write your own SQL queries. I don't actually use this because I'm not too good with the SQL queries. What I rather do is just use the basic code in JavaScript, so the function node for stuff like this. You can also use it for appending, you can use it for combining, you can use it for choosing one branch, so if two items come, we just want to choose one, or you can use it for combining even 10 inputs. But if you have more than 10, you have to use the code node. Okay, so let me get it back to two inputs so it looks good. And let's get to the next node, which is the if node. I mean, everybody has to use this one, it's super usual. So the if node, if you need a simple true or false decision, so for example, let me again combine this mock data manual trigger here. If we have this JSON meeting title, and if it is equal to sales sync, then we want to continue. But if you have some multiple conditions combined or some different conditions, like for example, if this and then the participants are sales, then we want to continue. If they are not, and all of the words combined in this JSON are less than 20, then we want to continue. You understand? I mean, if the condition is harder to explain in words than to actually write it in code, then you want to use the code node. So I'll use this if not just for some simple stuff really. Also, I will leave this whole n8n workflow for you guys so you can check it out and you can go over all of these. I just don't want to walk you through every single one because obviously a lot of you already understands these, and I will make separate videos about all of the nodes. Then we've got the set fields, which is just for the simple stuff, so renaming fields, adding statistic values, using some expressions, some basic functions. For example, let me drag the title in here and we want to rename it. Oh, sorry about that. Let me drag the title in here and we want to rename it to, I don't know, bake title. When you exit the step, we've got a bake title here. So super simple stuff. But if you want to do something like, again, loops, so you want to map it out and filter it in one way, you can use the function node. If you need, again, some condition logic across multiple fields, you can use the function node, or if you have a nested JSON that needs some preparation, you can use the function node. Then the split out, which I use almost every day. This node basically splits out items for anybody that doesn't use it. If you have one item with an array inside it and you just want to split the array into different parts, I will show you how to in a few seconds. Or if you want one output item per array element, basically these all are the same bullet points, but you don't want to use it if you have binary data because it doesn't work. If you need filtering, calculations or conditions, just the same as all of these, and if you need to combine or enrich fields during the split. then you want to use the function node. Now, all of these four are basically function nodes, but already prepared by n8n developers straight for you, so you don't have to do any of the hard work. But obviously there is some limitations there, as I just walk you through them. So when do you want to use this code node and how does it work? Let me get straight to that. I will again connect my mock data in here because we have a node prepared where, let me execute it so we can see the data and what I've done. The thing that I walk you through where you don't want to use the set fields is, for example, when you have one item coming in and you want two to be outputted. You would normally use the split out, but now we also want to filter it out based on the sales. I think that's what we do. Yes, so we want to filter out based on the sales and the participant count. This is a super simple code that ChatGPT gave me, I'm be honest with you, and the GPT that I created. It is for creating stuff like this. I'll walk you through it in a few seconds. Really, we will get to that, so give me some time. And in the input, in the JSON here, we can see that we've got two items in the array of meetings. So meeting ID, M001, M002. And what this code did is just it split it into two different parts, but changed some stuff, changed the title, the duration minutes, basically did a few things that really aren't that helpful, but this is a great example, I think. Then the next thing is this code, which you can really copy and use it for any type of binary splitting. So now we have this form submission. This is just example node, you can use whatever you want, but I'm using this form submission. When you open it, you just have to pick out some stuff, for example PDFs on my side. We will submit it. We've picked out two PDFs. Now what happens now is the JavaScript will change the binary data into two items because it will come as one item, as this, which you obviously don't want, because then you cannot do anything with the second one or with the first one. If you would like to, I don't know, extract the data from it, you cannot do it. You can do it only from one. The next thing, this JavaScript is super simple. You can copy and paste it anywhere you want. You can use it for anything you really want, and it will output two fields in the data field. You can play around with this. You can copy it and send it over to my GPT, which I will show you in a second how to use. It is for free, by the way. And yeah, this is about it. I just wanted to showcase you this one because it is super good, and I use it almost daily when I need to change some binary data, because obviously it does not work with the split out. I would use the split out if it would. Okay, now what you want to do is let's go to the node. Let's go to my custom GPT that I made for you guys because I was out for a while. Now I will show you how it works. You can build anything with this. So first thing, whenever you are sending over to ChatGPT, to Gemini Pro, to whatever LLM you feel like using, and you wanted to create a function, you need to add the input JSON or at least an example of it. You don't have to send the whole JSON because obviously that will be completely unnecessary sometimes, but you can just send over the basics. So the first item, for example, if you have multiple items, or the first array. But you need to send over some JSON structure, because if you don't, obviously the AI will not know what to use and how to build the function. If you don't use it here, I will show you. It will basically ask you and remind you need to do that, because without it, it will not move. So let's do, from this data, let's split it into two items like we did before, but let's add two strings. So let's add one if the duration is more than 30, and if it is a sales goal, so there are sales, participants, and roles. Alright, so create function that will put out multiple items per array, so split the array, and for every item it will check if it is either longer than 30 minutes. If yes, the field long meeting is true, and if not, or let's just do if it's true, and let's also do the sales, so and sales true if there are sales roles in the meeting. Now, if I were to just send this over, maybe your normal ChatGPT will pull something out, but it would not work at all because it doesn't know how to build it. Now we can see here it will ask multiple questions. So input JSON structure, at least a sample, node type if you want to use function node or function item node. So process one item at a time. And yeah, a whole lot of questions, but all of these questions will be solved if you just come back to here. You copy this whole JSON, you paste it, and you just say, don't ask any more questions. Now we can see that it will obviously pull out the function. I'm not saying I say obviously like 20 times per video, so that isn't ideal. But what this also does is it gets you an explanation, gets you his perception of your prompt and what he should do. It explains everything pretty clearly to someone that doesn't really use codes and doesn't know how to code. It will output an example and yeah, everything that you really need. Now we just need to copy this, come back to your function, come back to your workflow, change it, add it. Now we combine these, we execute the workflow, and you can see we've got two items, so something is obviously working. And the first item we've got true for long meeting because it is 42 minutes, and for sales we've also got it is true because we've got two sales roles. Then if we check out the second one, which is this one, sorry, I'll pull up the JSON. If you don't like the JSON, I'm sorry, it isn't that scary. You can check out my video about JSON, it's a pretty good one. Okay, so here we can see the long meeting is false because the duration is less than 18 minutes, and the sales are also false because there's just product role in here. Now you cannot do this with these nodes because they are just not built out to do it. This one can split it out and this one can edit the fields, but obviously why would you want to bother using 3 or 4 nodes when you can just do it in one? So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. You've got the link down below in the description. You can use it for anything. I literally saw a guy build out a scraper just with these function nodes, which is to me crazy, but yeah, you can learn all the stuff about this and build it. So I wish you good luck and bye bye.